Every application needs to decide how to split its responsibilities across tiers. Choosing too few tiers creates a system that is hard to scale and secure. Choosing more than you need adds cost and complexity you did not need. In this video, we will work through exactly when each model fits and when it does not. Here is the pressure every architect feels. A small internal tool can get away with the client talking directly to the database. But the moment you have hundreds of web users, or the moment a business rule changes, that shortcut becomes a liability. The goal is to pick the tier count that matches the real demands of your situation, not the one that sounds more sophisticated. Think of a small diner versus a large restaurant. In the diner, the server handles almost everything themselves. That is your two-tier model, lean and fast for a small crowd. The large restaurant adds a flow manager in the middle who centralizes all the decision-making so individual servers do not each have to know every rule. That is exactly what a middle application tier does for software. In a two-tier design, the presentation tier talks directly to the data tier. The client holds the business logic itself. In a three-tier design, a dedicated middle tier sits between them, owning all the rules and shielding the database from direct client access. The tiers are the same three responsibilities in both cases: presentation, logic, and data. The difference is whether the logic lives inside the client or in its own separate layer. Follow a request through the three-tier path. The client fires a request to the application server. The server applies business rules, discount calculations, permission checks, workflow steps, all in one place. Only then does it query the database. The result travels back through the app server to the client. The key consequence is centralization. Every client, whether desktop, mobile, or web, goes through the same logic tier, so a rule change is made once and takes effect everywhere immediately. Two-tier wins on simplicity. There is less to deploy and less to manage, which is genuinely valuable for a small internal tool used by a known set of people on a private network. But it breaks down when logic needs to be consistent across many clients, or when the database must be shielded from direct access. Three-tier solves both problems at the cost of a real infrastructure layer you have to run, monitor, and secure. Run through 4 quick tests. If your user count stays in the tens, clients are all on a controlled internal network, business rules almost never change, and the database does not need to be hidden, two-tier is a perfectly reasonable choice, and the simpler option is the right one. The moment any of those conditions breaks, public internet access, frequent rule changes, or a need to update logic without redeploying every client, move to three-tier before you build, not after. To recap, two-tier is a valid and lean choice for small, controlled environments where simplicity outweighs everything else. Three-tier is the right default the moment you face many concurrent users, open network access, or business rules that will need to change independently of your clients. The cost of adding that middle tier is real, but so is the cost of retrofitting it later when your two-tier system can no longer keep up.